Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about my top 10 basketball shoes of 2022. And even though this list contains a lot of personal opinions in it, please feel free to let me know which ones you agree or disagree on at any time. Or let me know which shoes you think I missed out on here. I mean, this year we've had a lot of great performers, really. It was tough to pick out 10, but these shoes all gave me a great experience on the court. Real quick before we get into the top 10, I'll do 3 honorable mentions, 3 of my personal favorites this year, but on paper they might not be as elite, and also 3 shoes that I was most disappointed in. Also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing as I go over the newest releases, budget shoes, and other sneakers all the time. So my honorable mentions are 1, the Nike Zoom Freak 4. This one gave me a genuine surprise with the amount of compression, comfort level, and minimal weight. Also no issues with the traction. And 2, the Jordan Luka 1. Easily one of the best tractions this year. Nice low top, but cushioning was lacking, and it can be really stiff to a lot of players. And lastly, the Wade All-City 10 V2. Excellent cushioning, super sticky and squeaky also, but maybe just lacks that one distinguishing factor that makes it stand out even more. Some of my personal favorites this year are the Converse All-Star BB Shift, Wade Iceblood V2, the newest D'Angelo Russell shoe, and the Puma Court Rider 2. Yeah, as you can see, I prefer to have a very low to the ground court feel with decent comfort, mid to lower tier pricing, and I enjoy playing in them a lot. But objectively speaking, they're really not as good as the top 10 performers. Now, the not so good part, I was really disappointed in the KD 15. Compared to the KD 14, which was one of the best from last year, the KD 15 to me was stiff. I had some discomfort. Some of you guys experienced heel slippage, and I think it's just a shoe that either works for you or simply doesn't, because they're a very narrow fit. The KD 15's traction was amazing though. The Adidas Trae Young 2 was really disappointing to me. It's just hard for me to imagine anyone being able to consider them comfortable in any way. It's a nightmare if you have high volume feet. And the Jordan 37, very bouncy shoe, but those materials, I just can't. Alright, starting off the top 10 list now. At number 10 is probably a dark horse pick this year. I have the Under Armour HOVR Havoc 5. Yeah, probably an under the radar shoe to a lot of people, but man, the comfort level, cushioning, compression, and traction were all great. The clone upper really impressed me with a secure wrap around your feet, but also nice and cozy. There are ventilation holes and mesh parts to help with breathability, and for sure the biggest highlight was the hover cushioning this time. Under Armour seems to have made improvements with how hover is implemented in their basketball models, because the Curry HOVR Splash 2 also had amazing softness and responsiveness. It's just such a smooth ride in the HOVR Havoc 5. Despite being a mid to high top, they're also much lighter than you think. Traction I've had no problems with, even on a dusty court. For all these reasons, they are one of the top 10 best performers this year. Coming in at number 9 is the Puma MB.02, a LaMelo Ball's second signature shoe. The slime colorway just released while we speak. I think those are really dope. And aesthetically, these guys are growing on me too. So the MB1 has consistently been on my top list over the past year. The MB2 basically carried on the strength of the first version. A lot of similarities, excellent impact protection with the Puma Nitro Foam, good compression and responsiveness, great traction too. As for any downsides, dust pickup is still kinda annoying, and the MB2 was a little bit harder to put on, but that also gave him a better lockdown. Puma has delivered some great hoop shoes again this year, other than these, like the TRC Blaze Court, but the MB line is clearly where the best efforts are at. At number 8, I have the Wade 8082. I guess it's not really a surprise anymore because I see a lot of others talking about them. From the comments section, this shoe was brought up a lot. And really, the performance was easily top tier. It also has a crazy good grip, very squeaky. You can get to a hard stop with no problems at all. I should point out that I'm talking about the regular version. The Ultra, I had some issues with the oxygen colorway on a dusty court. So while we're here, I'd say the regular version is already good enough, even though the Ultra improved the cushioning setup with the boom drop-in midsole instead of the cloud foam drop-in midsole. Or as long as you can get the ones with the solid rubber also, you should be good to go. They're also white foot friendly. Next one up, at number 7 is, in my opinion, the best Adidas basketball shoe this year, the Harden Volume 6. You can't really go wrong with the full-length boot setup. The midsole and heel caging is just the right amount. Not too much, but also enhances stability. The herringbone traction pattern works very well. They're durable for outdoor use too. The Achilles cushion pods inside the collar area is a nice memory foam type of support. And the only thing you can complain about really is breathability. And this suede material also gets dirty super easily. Weight is on the heavier side, but I don't mind it at all. Excellent performance overall. Cushioning, traction, impact protection, durability, the Harden Volume 6 does check all these boxes. And now the number 6 spot belongs to the LeBron 20. I think Nike definitely took a step in the right direction on the 20th signature shoe of LeBron as an active player. They gave the consumers what we like to see, and finally a shoe that LeBron can wear himself on the court too. Much lighter than most other LeBron shoes, the cushioning foam feels very soft, a lot of heel compression, and responsive midsole. Traction is excellent, and the rubber grips the floor really well. This is on all the colorways, by the way, including the clear translucent, milky one, and solid rubber also. The pink leather version is going to help add some firmness to the upper and improve the stability, while the more common knit version is more breathable and flexible. Anyways, fantastic shoe to play in, really dope design. Okay, moving into our top 5 now. At number 5, I have the New Balance TWO WXY V2. If you've never tried them on, I gotta tell you that the step-in comfort is amazing. They'll also surprise you with how light they are. The traction is very squeaky and it works perfectly in the indoor gym. Again, perhaps another shoe that people tend to skip on because it's not a signature shoe and New Balance hasn't really made a lot of performance basketball models. But putting these guys in my top 5 is a no-brainer. One of the most comfortable shoes on feet this year. The midsole is responsive and it absorbs impact very well. At number 4, I absolutely love these and I certainly don't think it's getting repetitive because it just works, and that is the Curry 10. Under Armour or Curry brand has pretty much perfected the use of the flow also in this one. Smooth ride, very fluent transition from front to back. Low to the ground core feel that is most ideal for guards. The outsole is not squeaky at all, but the traction performance was top notch. And these are also extremely lightweight. I like to say that they infused running shoe ingredients into a basketball model that is minimalistic, but at the same time gives you pretty much everything you need. And the fit was also better this time. Like the Curry 9, I had to go half a size up because of the tight toe box, and the length was a little bit short, but the Curry 10 was right on. True to size will be a very snug fit, but I feel like that's also the point of having a shoe like this anyways. Coming in at number 3, you might be thinking, didn't we just talk about them? But this is the New Balance TWO WXY V3. Yes, both versions were released in the same year. The V2 came out in like June, I think, and the V3 was released last month in November. So I'll make it short. That excellent cushioning setup we have on the V2 with full-length fuel cell is retained, while the absorbed cushion was added to the forefoot. In other words, the V3 became more fluent on feet. Forefoot cushion was improved and stability is also better. Obviously the traction is still top tier, very strong grip, and the interesting thing is that the V2 is going to be more low to the ground and lighter, but the V3 is a better performer overall. So good that I think it's one of the top 3 basketball shoes of the year. Alright, 2 more to go. I think some of you probably already know what I have on the very top. And at number 2 is the Li-Ning Way of Wade 10. I think it's safe to say that this shoe pretty much has no weakness. Well, maybe the price or affordability is the biggest problem. But anyways, the outsole is super squeaky, insanely good grip on the floor, and cushioning is also fantastic with the full-length boom setup. I also consider them a very bouncy shoe. You get a smooth transition for landing and takeoffs, and just the right amount of caging too. I would recommend going up half size, and honestly until this day, they're still pretty hard to put on, even as I loosen up the laces. But that also ensures a secure lockdown, and comfort level is also top tier, and excellent impact protection. Finally, the number 1 spot for the best basketball shoes of 2022, I have the Nike PG6. These guys can get the job done in all the performance categories. With the traction performance, you can get to a hard and complete stop with no issues. The full-length Nike React is a rare setup these days on their basketball shoes, and the midsole is soft and responsive. A very fluent core feel. Comfort level was an improvement from the PG5. No soreness, heel slippage, or anything like that from my experience. So to be honest, my number 1 pick this year was also sort of a safe pick. I think the PG6 works for a lot of different playing styles and foot shapes. They're also very affordable. Yeah, I do see them selling well in stores, and I think it's one of the most popular shoes among NBA players. Basically, if I was only allowed to recommend 1 pair of hoop shoes this year, this would be my answer. So that's why I have them as my number 1. So that concludes my list for the top 10 basketball shoes this year. Let me know what changes you'd like to make, or drop down your top 10 or top 5 or your 1 absolute favorite hoop shoe of the year. Thank you so much for watching. Have a safe and happy holidays, and I'll catch you on the next one.